Right, John?
Yes, sir.
John, you haven't been up here in how long?
In 25 years. 1950.
One second, if you don't mind.
Alright.
Are you looking forward to it?
I'm looking forward to it, maybe. I just finished, it'd be really a good job, won't it?
And this was your home, John, yeah?
This is where I was born.
This is we're freshening up. We fixed all the steps up. The steps were in very bad condition.
Oh, wicked,
you
yeah.
see, so we've all done rebuilt down things as well and all.
I like the way you put the stone back.
We did. We did. We put little pinnings in down things there. So now it shaped up well. We'll take you in now for a look, John.
We will.
Well,
Alright, that's
how you doing?
well,
walk away now, John. You're going up. It's like you're going home. We'll actually put in the guardrails, don't think stay inside, huh?
Oh, you have the freaking sorry, staircase taken off.
That's gone. So the new stairs in here now.
See this window here? This was our sitting room from dining room, you know?
Go away.
And we used to sit up in that, taking the numbers of cars that were going by.
Go away. That was it, you just take it for the fun, like.
That's right.
That's great. Oh, fantastic. Fair play, isn't it very good? Fantastic.
That's an artist's impression of what the town might have looked like, but it never did, you know?
Yeah.
The old bridge outside.
God, it looks well, doesn't it?
Doesn't
The
it?
snow on the mountains and all. And here we are again, the tower.
Your company are going to continue doing the...
We're going to continue now. Our next stage here now is to start tiling the floor here, and the boys are installing the handrails today now for the stairs. So basically it's down to electricians coming back now, start putting in all the lighting. You can see we're getting all the down lighting ready for the display for N.
Right.
So we're working off our plan, and that's why all the extra lights went in now, for basically all the displays and things that are going in here.
Is
That's
that
going to be the toilet, yeah. So,
Unisex.
exactly.
Yeah.
We don't have the space for it, unfortunately.
I know. But you know, when I lived here now, this was a huge area. But when I realised now how small it is, you know.
Yeah.
It's very small, you know.
It is.
You couldn't have a lot of people in here at the one time.
Even though it looks like they have to open it up an awful lot, it looks smaller.
Yeah.
With the stairs inside in the middle of it.
Taking a load.
It took a load of room. As you can walk away up now, you'll see the extent of the rooms are better.
What about the timber, Brandon? What did you leave it or did you take it out?
Which now they were
mahogany.
No, that's gone now. It's there's already deal boards gone in now and things like that, because they might look to stage. They would say to which the way N's going to walk it, they're obviously going to be varnished or beaten or burnt to make it look old. So that's going to on into the next plan now and things like that.
So you continue with the work?
We're going to continue. We've about 2 weeks left there.
Is that on?
Yeah.
God, I thought there would be a lot of...
No, there'll be very little fly on from here in now. It'll be about 2 weeks, I'd say, and we'll be practically out of here.
You couldn't see this building opening before next year though, could you?
You could really, you could. I mean, the next stage really, John, you can see all the aesthetics are done.
Yeah.
Structurally it is done inside, so it'll happen very fast. You're basically bringing your furniture and doing your display.
That's right,
That won't take a massive long, like.
No. I like the way you put the slate.
That's right, they're all limestone sills now going back in there and things like that.
There used to be shuttles here, you know.
Oh yeah?
You know.
That was a question I was going to ask you.
Yeah,
because it'd be interesting to see shutters up in the windows like that.
Yeah. Because as you know, there wasn't the windows in a lot of the cells up around. And there were shutters there, that's the only way they kept out the bloody weather.
Go away?
Yeah, from the hoarding area. And according to...
They no great comfort, so...
Not even.
Was there no glass in the windows, John?
No windows at all.
Yeah, no windows when it was a jail, it was a hoarding area. And they had shutters on the side, you know, just close up. But the bars outside, and they could actually shout out at the people downtown. Like you beer and get you when I go out for get me and put in here.
Yeah, that's unbelievable.
And what was this room, John, in your time when you lived here?
This was our living area. There was an outside kitchen here. a sink over there, toilet more or less under the stairs, and there was a hallway in here then to the living part of it where we had a fireplace and oil lamps and started eating. But this part here, you know, did she tell you they want to make a model, did she?
Well, yeah, the end was there, yeah, we'll make a model of it.
Yeah, because this is where the weights came down, you know.
That's right, and it's not about last, she little, as we were saying, like wardrobes.
Yeah, that's right.
Two doors open up,
That's
the
right.
drives inside and the weights.
That's right, that's right.
So, yeah.
Yeah. But would Paddy have much memory of the work that he done in here?
Paddy does, and Paddy has, because we have, as I said, the pictures that we've taken off the side of the windows and they come up. Paddy's initials were on it.
That's right, yeah.
So that's how because we worked obviously in the house above and Paddy's the caretaker next door to us.
Oh yeah, that's right,
And so we kind of taught Paddy that, and Paddy was really interested and he was asking us questions on it. So
yeah.
even we found things in the rafters, little dates and fellas in the
Yeah,
end.
yeah.
With Paddy, you know, all that stuff. No, he's really interested in it, and as I say, he's coming over this morning to come with us.
What date was on there? Was it 62 or?
He's 68.
68?
Yeah.
It was left idle for a good many years.
It was.
When we were 10 years now,
Yeah.
My gosh.
So it's an interesting one.
Any comment about the rendering outside?
There's farm against.
But it was weather.
It was, but I was told, I think it was Dan Noonan or someone told me that the very first day in, as far as I know, when it was built in 1777, that there was render on the two sides.
That could well be, sure. I mean, you had to cover it up there, just exposed to all the elements.
Well, inside, basically the two sides, the stone was actually poor quality.
Yeah, it was very
It was, and as you can see, they put all the good stuff
That's
there
right.
coming into the
That's
front
right.
face of it here,
That's right.
and the back side of it here was all good quality.
That's right.
But as you go around,
Yeah.
the stone was actually getting, it was actually breaky away.
Yeah.
It was gone very weather beaten, so they had to do it.
Yeah. Is this the finished wall?
That's the finished wall, yeah.
Will it be painted?
We're not doing anything with it,
Nothing.
but more likely the next stage, no, they probably will be doing something with it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's all.
I tell you, the work you've done here, like in a small space of time.
It's shaped up well. In the next 2 weeks now, it's putting cosmetics and things that just, you know, I would say finishing little details,
Right.
things that.
Right.
That's the hardest part for us, really.
Yeah.
You know, because you're
Yeah.
just trying to get the place finished, and there's all small things that you'll see when you're walking on things. That's all.
Brendan, you'll be able to sign your name in this job, lad.
Well,
Job well done.
hopefully, anyway. So we can walk our way up. So this is this is your first view now, John, of the room up the spiral stairs.
This to me now is fabulous, you know.
It is, and there's good room here because the spiral stairs took up 1.8 of this room,
Right.
which was that spiral stairs when you were living here,
Oh,
John?
no.
That wasn't
No.
here. That was put in after
That was
yours.
in there, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So in the 70s, this was put in yours.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, it took
Yeah.
up half of the room, yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
But this opens it up. This is kind of opened up and half, don't know.
Oh, it does, yeah. Makes a hell of a difference.
It does, yeah.
What kind of finishing will be in the scene with that?
But it's be all painted ceiling now. So this is this is all tape and jointed finish. So they'll smoothen all this out, and this will be all painted and
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
So basically it's all, as you can see, there's wires everywhere. Obviously there's for smoke alarm and a lot to do with lights and downlights.
Safety, you know.
Well, it is, but it's for the display here. That's why all the downlighters are put in here. It's for end scoops for her detail now in the drawing. If you don't mind, John.
Not at all. That's sweet tooth. This is.
What room was this, John, when you were living here?
This is our bedrooms. Yeah, that one there. My mother and father and my invalid sister slept in this room, and my brother and my sister slept in that one over there. But when we were here, of course, place was in such bad condition that when it started raining, we were pulling beds out.
Go ahead.
Oh yeah, putting vats in to take the water away. Oh, it doesn't. I don't know how I'm still alive after this.
You didn't do much for it, you're going down, right? But your two brothers, 4 in the family, John, is it?
4, yeah.
4, so your 2 brothers stayed here?
My brother and my sister
Stayed here,
this one.
and yourself and your
Well, my
other brother?
father, my mother, and my sister, my invalid sister,
Go
stayed
away.
in that one, yeah. And I remember at the time, you know, we had no wardrobe, of course, you know,
Yeah.
but there was a rail built around here, you see, in the cross, and you had a curtain. That was your wardrobe.
Go away.
Not the way it was closed anyway.
It worked, though.
Oh, it did.
Oh, indeed. So, and there was obviously, John, when you came here to start, there was cells here, obviously, was there?
Oh, the cells. We were actually living in the
He was
cells.
living in the cells.
Like, if you were talking about the stairways, there was knots in the timber like it was as big as your fist, you know. And then the floor the same way.
And the stairs detail was different. As you said to me, you came up into the hallway here, John.
Yeah.
Your stairs were starting below, obviously, as we came in the door, and those little hallway there. Then,
That's right.
And a partition.
That's right.
And
That's right.
at the start,
Yeah.
that was when the jail master was blown in, was it?
That's right.
Basically, he stayed blown in.
That's right.
And there was a big metal door locked blown in then.
That's right, yeah.
So you came up here then, and you obviously walked along here, and you had the cells on the left. Had you cells on the right?
Oh yeah.
Both.
Every
And they were all the same, every floor then was the same way.
the jailer's quarter was the lowest floor, and then 6 cells then above that, you know.
Fascinating. And you were saying the tops of the doors then, there was spikes on the top of the doors.
That's right, yeah.
And they could they look over the top of the door then?
They could, just maybe just for ventilation, I'd say. The other door were only as tall as your fingers, you know.
Go away.
Yeah, and a little hatch then in the middle, you know, where the jail has a look in. You know.
It's great. And you were saying obviously down the first floor, you put power in here yourself.
Or did
Yeah, you connected it.
they ran in 54 or 55, they lit the mechanism up on top for the winding the clock,
Okay.
plus the idea that the street people, or the people in the street could see the time. So I tapped off the thing below.
You did your own electrical work.
Well, good enough out of the lads that installed it, you know. They let the tail out.
Yeah, that showed how they connected, then you
Exactly,
connected it,
yeah.
right? Which was only the first floor.
That's all, yeah.
Was the only one that you lit up.
That's right.
You said you didn't want to lit up the whole place. We'll walk away up again then.
Guys. Do you have a railing on both sides or just one side?
Just one side, there's a railing on one side of it. There's another massive room here, no, is that?
Are they being sold on the board?
They have no. There was vents go up. Obviously, there was and it's vented from both sides. There's a vent shaft going all the way up from the bottom, all the way up to the roof. You can see it on the parapet above.
Right.
So we left all them open, at least that there was air circulating through the building then as well.
Which is one of the things they didn't do before, you know.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
Will there be any type of system in here for heating? Or
I'd say it to be electrical heating. To be honest, you know,
Yeah.
there won't be because we'll say. It probably cost too much. What kind of heating? You couldn't put a massive heating system in here because the walls are still porous and things like that.
what about dehumidifiers and
No, you wouldn't need them because the humidifiers will be actually dragging water in.
Yeah.
In the old stone
Yeah.
walls, things like that.
Yeah.
You know, I suppose to be honest with you, if you've got a small electrical heating things like here would probably be the best thing here, really.
Yeah.
But no, there is no.
ventilation is more important?
It is
than
really.
anything else.
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, everything is kind of kept away from the floors are kept back from the walls. We've all the trimmers, which we call the joists. Everything's kept off the walls now, so it'll last an awful long time.
Yeah.
There'll be nothing coming. There'll be nothing soaking through. Nothing.
When I remember most about our living quarters down the road, you know, when I'd go to school in the morning, when I'd come home at lunchtime, all the furniture would be changed around. And I could never understand, but I loved the idea like that I was coming into a new place, you know. But the reason my mother and my father used to shift the furniture around was to stop the condensation building up in the back.
Go away.
Yeah, if you left it in one place, like,
Oh,
blacking behind,
yeah,
you know.
yeah.
So they used to take it out, shift it over, paint the place up, and it looked like a new house every time it came. But there was a reason for it,
Yeah.
you know. I would say that built-in furniture today in the modern houses it has a problem like that.
Well, in the modern houses it wouldn't because the insulation is
It's
completely
good enough,
different.
yeah.
It is, and you would say the way the houses are designed now, you have nothing coming through to the inside, leaf or a block, you have a cavity,
You have, yeah.
and it's insulated, so you wouldn't have that problem now at all.
John, what was this room? And what level are we at here?
We're at the third one.
Third one here now.
Yeah. These were 2 cells. We used to use it. This room here, we called it the trunk room.
Yeah.
Because we had a lot of relations in America and they'd send over clothes and bits and pieces like that. And this is where we stored.
This is like your store, so.
This is our store, yeah. And that was the room there. Then was our fuel room for our sawdust and our.
That's right. You were saying if you were cooking and then
bits of sticks.
That's right. Yeah.
That's right.
Your biscuit tin, the whole inside in the middle.
That's right. That's right.
Fantastic.
This one. This is my pigeon loft. My pigeon loft was here. And over in this one then was our clothes room. My father took out the windows there and the windows there. And we strung lights across our lines and the wind blew in one and out the other and dried the clothes.
It's never before. Did anybody come into the clock? Obviously, like here, John. So we'll say the stairs. What way used they come into the clock?
Oh, there was a stairway up here.
And this was the axis hatched in,
That's right,
same
yeah.
way.
That's right.
So that axis chassis was taken down. That was always there.
Yeah. That was always there.
Okay.
And that was all the way up then. There was a door on the drone boat to get in and wind the clock.
Okay.
But
It's his first time going up here. Is
It is,
Clock,
yeah.
Can I go up there so?
You can, of course. Yeah.
so that's a fabulous idea, you know. That
It is. It's better.
Come into the centre.
Yeah. And we just scraped it because we two steel beams.
Oh,
on
yeah.
each side here.
That's right, yeah.
So we just scraped it and then.
Right, you're walking out, are you?
We are.
So that's where I go outside. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Tell me the beams that are there.
We rose them now. They're
They are level, were they?
They were sloping off level.
Yeah.
But Philip Stokes came out and removed the clock. The clock has after been taken out. So we had to raise them to
Stokes came down.
Stokes came down.
I was talking to him.
Yeah, Philip came down
Yeah.
and took away all the mechanisms. So what we did then was we had access to the beams and we brought them up 400 mil.
Yeah.
And so now when you get up, your head is well cleared.
Oh yeah.
So Philip came down. He's like he's going to come back in about a 4 minutes time.
Yeah. I was
So-
talking on the phone there
Yeah.
one day and I was quizzing you about it, you know, and I said, I'm only the messenger, I said.
Yeah.
There'll be somebody in touch with
Yeah,
you.
no, he came
That's
down
good.
and it should be back within 2 weeks.
Okay, that's great.
So you've good clearance up there and things like that because and as Philip said, everything had to go back up exactly the way it came out.
Yeah.
Because all the holes were drilled and everything
Yeah.
in the right location, so everything now just actually lifted straight up.
Well, where you're talking about now here, random,
Yeah,
the weights came down here now, you know,
yeah.
and right here was the pendulum. The pendulum swing here and the...
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah?
So this room, so John, as you said to me, he used to actually dry your clothes as
That's
well,
them, the pigeon lock.
and you kept pigeons.
I kept pigeons there.
And you know, I'd say they're still coming back to see you because there's 2 or 3 of them every day to see us. So you might see them again.
And tell me, you're going to obviously rail that off with the steel.
There was a steel, as the lads have all steel handrails come in. There's going to be steel handrails coming up here now. This is all going to be railed off both sides and returning. Can we go up here, John? We like this is your first thing. And as you can see here now, you have plenty clearance in your head here now.
Oh,
You can
yes.
see the bell above.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
So did you actually raise that platform?
oh, we did. Oh, that platform was raised up, and what it is we brought down 2 100 mil box sections, and this is not really holy flat, it's only an extra support.
Oh, yeah,
they are
yeah.
going across, and onto the steel, we've another box section going across.
Yeah.
So that's all raised. So Philip's coming back then, he just actually sharply spindle in the middle of it,
All right.
and then connect the 2 arms onto the
Oh,
the clocks.
Yeah.
That'll obviously be boxed again, then there was an old box on top of it.
But we had a stairway up here now, steps, and there was a platform then along here for winding the clock. And there was 2 actual devices used for winding. One we could turn completely because it was the lighter weight, but the other one then was so heavy we used to have to lever it, you know, and then put it back in again, lever it again. Now there used to be a wheel around that clock.
They used.
And that's how the fire brigade were called out.
That's right, yeah, you were saying that, that's right.
Was it changed? Did you change your own?
No, well we didn't change it, but Stokes would have changed.
Stokes
Like,
did,
in the 70s it was changed.
That's right.
And it's all mercury switches now and everything and all electric.
Yeah.
So it's different. So thereafter going back now to kind of basically give it a service and things like that, because it wasn't working with the last couple of years.
So this will be out of bounds for visitors?
It won't. There'll be rails going each side of this now, stopping, so people can actually step out of it.
Right.
And this is the main access to the roof. But you only allow a certain amount of people up onto the roof.
Of course, yeah. Health and safety and stop.
I just set it rolling there and you can walk out there, alright?
Yeah, no problem. You can give me a shoulder.
No, just lock the door.
Oh yeah,
I'm ready
no problem.
Just ready to go, yeah?
Yeah, we're ready.
So
this will be nice. We gotta obviously put a preservative on all the beams and all things as well.
oh yeah.
So we'll take you out here now.
Alright.
And we'll take you out onto the roof. So this is your.
Yeah, this is the place we used to come up here.
That's right. This was the old access hatch now on the roof.
That's
Things like that. So
you knocked away the chimneys over there, Brian?
they were gone.
Oh,
They were gone anyway. Yeah.
Right. Certainly a big improvement over.
There is. Tis taking shape and things that should be great for the town. But thank God you brought the fine. What's going up here? It's going to be 1,300 high completely. Okay. So what we'll have is it has to go 1,100 over the top of the parapet, and the fixings, there's going to be 8 fixings per unit, and they're going to be fixed down low and basically onto stainless steel grommets, and there'll be nothing obstructing your view whatsoever around the place, because they're all once they're suspended down here, you don't need them right in the middle, in the no support up high. So if anybody comes up, at least they'll have full view of the whole place. There'll be nothing obstructing their view. So it'll be lovely to have this in actually, and I suppose for wind as well. It won't be blowing people's faces either.
No.
So it'll be, I think it'll be nice and neat. So by the end of the week, all the glass will be actually installed here. Midway is here, but if I had to put a midway is here.
Platform here. You had the platform here for the photograph, you see.
That's right.
And I stood up and then my hand to get the clock as well.
We can get the clock from down here.
Can you?
Yeah, just get you in just standing. Put your hand up to the clock there, one sec. I'm going to put it down the count. It's just when there we trade this one of those rules. And isn't that good? Try once more again there now.
Random, put them up in your back there, will you?
No bother.
I think that works. Just like that there now with the clock.
That's lovely. It's a lovely photograph.
Fabulous. Works the
Strokes
door.
of cork, huh?
Yeah.
You were actually seeing, John, that there was a bullet hole.
It was here on the side.
There was a bullet hole. We're trying to find it
That's
from the.
amazing, isn't it?
Yeah. There's another picture that I have of 1922 or 21, 22 I think. I think my parents might have been sympathisers, or my grandparents, you know. But they deliberately left the door open in the front and the IRA came in, you see. And how the heck they got up, but they actually put a flag up in the cock. And the picture then taken after was the Free State Army coming here, and they had the ladders up and they were taking down the flag.
That's a
I have that
photo.
picture here. It was
Oh, you've actually done an email as well if you want.
Yeah,
to.
yeah.
I'd love to see that.
Yeah.
And they're actually they're over here.
That's
That's
right.
right. I'll do a piece with them on the roof.
Yeah, of course, yeah. They're
You have that,
I
don't
have
you?
it, and what's amazing is there's 2 lads actually on the ladder.
That's
There's
right.
a couple of them. There's no one holding. I think there's one man holding the ladder, and they're all walking down below.
That's right.
And I've seen there's a fair drop.
Yeah.
Came down over
Yeah.
over the things.
Yeah.
It's fascinating. Yeah.
It
It's
is,
lovely. It's actually. I think it's actually. I'm coming down out of it, is it?
Yeah.
I don't think they're actually going up, or they're
But I
actually
said they were
taking
going
you
down, yeah.
Yeah.
One for out, they're passing you down. And
Yeah.
but did you know the story about it? You did?
You told me the
Yeah.
last time that they were here. They came in. They actually put, and they were actually coming in. They came in to take it down.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, and Scoop after our meeting the last day, and sent me on the photograph of it.
All right, right.
It is lovely.
Right. You have a fair bit of history built up.
And what flag did the
IRA
put
had
up? What flag was that?
They
then?
had their own flag.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
It wasn't the tricolour.
It wasn't the tricolour. Oh no.
What's it feel like to be up here, John, after all those years?
It's fabulous to think that the place is going to be
Kept.
yeah, and put back for the visitors, because, like I said, it was a jewel in the crown here,
Yeah.
locked up, no one could see it. That is fabulous. One of the things that stand out in my memory from, you know, there was very little traffic back in the 40s and 50s, and there was a local character here, Joe Brennan was his name, and he was a musician. He was fond of a couple of pints, you know.
Okay.
But when he finished his couple of scoops on the weekend, he'd stand under the clock eat, because the arch gave it a kind of an echo. I suppose the acoustics, is that what you call it?
That's yeah.
And he'd sing Granada.
A lot of characters came up here so through the years.
Oh, gee, yeah. Well, this is a garrison town, and the FCA used to come here. My brother and myself used to stand down at the entrance, and we'd get a penny or 2 pennies, and they'd come up around here. How the hell one of them didn't fall off it, I don't know, because they just got around the walls and roaring and shouting down at the fellas below. So, that was great to see the... Did you find Mr. Stokes an interesting man, Philip?
Philip is nice, man, yeah.
Yeah.
Philip was actually saying to me that the last clock that came down over there, I'd say Philip was young for it, saying they took the clock out here,
Yeah.
and they actually left it below on the street, and it was left below for a couple of days. No one knows where it went. Philip was actually telling him that it should be taken away, but it actually was. It was left below. It disappeared because obviously for someone to take it, because I'd say it was just a case it was being thrown out.
Yeah.
But it was left there, and Philip was saying it would have been a lovely piece to keep.
Oh, beautiful.
Do you know, because it was the original clock.
Yeah. I wonder, did they have any photographs of that, Randy?
Philip might have. I might actually say to Philip,
Yeah.
they might have something on it. Right? They surely have something on it. We might get something. Yeah.
Because Dan, this place not alone served as a timepiece, but it was also for calling out the fire brigade. That bell, there was a big wheel around it. The rope used to go all the way down to our living accommodation, and when someone would hear about a fire, knock at the door and get my father up, and we'd pull the bell, and your man would go down. Then the fire brigade was just down here, but they were so efficient, of course, by the time they got to the fire it was probably out or burned out.
Fantastic.
But nobody could get a job in the fire brigade unless they lived within the sound of the bell. There was no point in some fella up on top of the hill getting
guessing it. Coming down a couple of times during the night.
Yeah, did I hear the alarm bell or yeah.
So were you ever woken at 3 o'clock in the morning, John?
Oh yeah, crikey, yeah. I remember a couple of fires that I could actually see in the north end of the town. You could actually see the blaze.
And would you just leave the bell go yourself then?
Well, my father would be ringing away the bell, you see, and
yeah.
I'd be looking up at the fire here.
Oh yeah.
Quite a few of the neighbours, and they come up like, and they could see there was a Fleming store up there. I believe one time that what happened was petrol was being rationed, you see.
Okay.
And ESP, the light went out where they were holding the tank and they went in and they were filling their buckets, you see, to put into the vans. But some flanny said there wasn't enough light there, so he struck a match. And
Oh my god. Needn't say no more after that.
no.
You couldn't get a nicer place on a sunny day. You couldn't.
Oh, it's beautiful, yeah.
It's fabulous up here.
Yeah.
It is, in fairness. It's a lovely thing to have inside the town, isn't it?
Actually, you know, long ago there was so much poverty around that all the buildings in the back of the houses, they were all fucking falling down. But there's a big improvement now, you know.
There is, yeah.
You know, it doesn't look as bad as it used to. They were all broken down, old stores, and look at the development now and cleaned up the place.
Yeah, no, it's fabulous.
So John, it was your great-grandfather moved in
My
here?
grandfather
Your
was
grandfather
here, yeah.
moved in here
They
first.
moved in here about 1915, and they had 16 children. Now they weren't all living in this. A lot of them had emigrated to America and Scotland, because like I said, this is a garrison town, and there was 2 of my aunts married, 2 Scottish soldiers, and I think they populated Scotland. I must have 100 cousins over there or more idea. They went to a place called Stirlingshire and Ayrshire, and when I go there visiting now, it's well, not so much now because there are a few generations past, but when I go over to my aunt, you know, what about this and what about that? I should take a tape recorder with me, you see, and let it tape away, you see, and tell him the story, and then go to the next house and do the same thing.
You actually told me a story, John, and the last time we met, that you had relations from America, and it was your sister lived in America, and they came over a tour here.
I'll tell you what it was. I have relations in Australia.
Okay.
And they were coming to Ireland, you see, the Australians, and they said they were going to visit Youghal. So she said, look, she said, if you're going to visit Youghal, she said, ask him, is there anybody living in the Clock 8 now? So the tour guide anyway brought him around the street and came down here, and they stopped outside Merrick's there, you know. And she said, is there anybody living in the Clock 8 now? And the guide said, there was never anybody lived in the Clock 8. So I got a phone call idea to put them right. Yeah, it was comical.
So John, your grandfather, what was his name?
He was John McGrath.
John, and his son, your dad was also called?
My dad was Christopher.
Christopher.
Yeah, and they all emigrated, and would you believe that I have no relations in town?
Go away.
I have no uncles, aunts, first cousins, and my grandfather came from across the bridge there, Knock, and he came at the construction of the metal bridge in Youghal, and met my grandmother then, and they had 16 children.
Go away.
Yeah, they lived in a cottage up by the Fever Hospital, Michael. You'd know that place, up behind the church. And I suppose conditions weren't great, and she was a woman that worked for a very influential family here in town, Broderick's were their names. They owned a lot of business, and I think he was involved maybe with the town hall and so forth. And when this building was vacant, they needed somebody to caretake it and, you know, wind the clock and call out the... So I reckon about 1915 they came in here.
Oh, very good.
Yeah.
How many, your dad Christopher, how many children did he have then?
4.
4.
Yeah, just my brother and myself and 2 sisters.
What were their names?
Nancy, Sheila, David and myself. My eldest sister was an invalid. We used to have to lift the wheelchair up the steps every time she went for a stroll around town, you know, my mother. It was difficult. I came back from, emigrated in, 57 I'd say. And I went to Scotland, and I came back in 59, and I saw the poverty that was here, you know, and what my mother, my father and my sister were suffering under, you know, and I insisted from the town hall that we be taken out of this place, you know.
Okay.
And they did. They gave us a house down in Catherine Street.
And what year was that?
That was 1959, yeah. So that was the year we left here. I was delighted to leave it. My sister was very upset about it because she sat at the window downstairs and the living part, you know, and she could see the people going to the shops, you know, and most of them would wave up to her.
Okay.
They'd come up from after their shopping and sit down and have a cup of tea and have a chat with her, you know. Of course, at that time, like, the doors were always open, weren't they?
They were.
And she'd know them all by name, sure.
Oh, I'd say every one of them, every one of them, sure. We had only, the population of the town at that time would only been about 5,000 people. Yeah. And most of the people lived in the half of the town. So there was no estates or anything like that at that time. Yeah.
And you were saying you had a little game as well that you used to count the number plates of all the cars.
Oh yeah, that was a trend, like sit up on the windowsill like and take the numbers of the cars. But I mean, if you look at it, every shop in Youghal at that time had a family living up over it. But you know, every shop is only a store up over it.
It's true. Yeah.
Unfortunately, people have moved to the estates and the outskirts of the town.
They have, yeah.
And our town centre now is deserted. But I'm not saying that Youghal is every town in Ireland is the same way, aren't they?
They are.
The Tesco's and the Aldi's and what have you, building the outside. The motor car, I suppose, was the ruination of us.
It was for definite. Yeah. You ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh my God. You wouldn't know, clicking things on fire.
They probably let it go up there.
So there's a fair clatter over it, isn't there?
Oh, there is, yeah.
And that's the original bell.
That's the original bell. Is there any inscription around here, or any makers or anything?
Oh, there is around the very top of it, yeah.
You never investigated?
Well,
Thomas Green was
photographed
on it,
it,
John.
yeah.
All right.
Thomas Green.
Thomas Green, is it?
Yeah.
There was a bell down at the ferry house as well. Do you remember that?
I do remember the ferry house, yeah.
That went to
God.
Africa.
Yeah.
To some priest.
It's fantastic.
Yeah, my name is Paddy Delacour, right, and I was an apprentice when this photograph was taken back in 1967, and the captain at the time was Per McSweeney, and myself Paddy Delacour and Martin Griffin, we were both apprentices at the time, and at that time we used to have a habit of anything we'd make, we'd put our names to the back of it, and as I say, this year then when they were redoing the clock 8, my name and Martin's name, poor old Per Sweeney's gone to his eternal reward, but Per was the captain at that time.
So, Paddy, you haven't been in here since how long?
No, I haven't been in here since that year now, 1967, I say, whatever year that finished, you know. So I haven't done big changes now. All changes for the better, really. But it brings back a lot of memories as well. Because I remember when I was at, how old was I then? I was 17 or 18 only. You know, so there's a lot of time and a lot of memories gone by. But I still think of Per Sweeney, like Per was a marvellous captain. And it was a privilege to be apprenticed to him, you know. And I must say, Per took me under his wing, so I'm delighted to get this opportunity.
And tell me about 1967, memories of 1967.
I remember 1967. I don't know, it was around the time that they were going to the moon, because we used to put old photographs of the papers at the time, you know, they were going to the moon. But I don't think they ever got them. But there was other bits and pieces found that when we did put up the ceiling, myself and Martin particularly, and he said it took us like 2 days to do a particular ceiling, so that's my memories of 67.
Brandon, come in here, and John.
Yeah.
Brandon, tell us about this discovery you've made here with.
Well, the discovery on that, when we took out the windows, myself and a couple of the lads working here for him, we photographed the windows as they were coming out. We found right here on the side of it, and basically Paddy, who we know from the job above and the Cry FM above. So there couldn't be too many Delacours, we thought, so then the windows went down to Bantry to be restored. Ronnie obviously said it to Paddy above that we had the dates and things like that, so it came out in that it actually was Paddy, so it was a nice little story. So Paddy was actually telling us then that he was an apprentice back here on time and things like that, so it was from our point of view, it was a lovely story actually. So then we kind of above in I suppose when we started to rebuild the ceilings, then there was little bits of cardboard we found above there, and then Paddy's name was on that again. So Ronnie actually gave that.
He gave that to me.
Gave that to Paddy as well.
Yeah.
So we were finding bits of Paddy everywhere around the clock tower.
It's great. It's great to see it. It brings back a lot of memories.
And it's good to see that when Paddy and the lads actually were they made in the new that time, Paddy, the windows.
Well, I remember I marked most of those now, and you can well appreciate.
That's right, yeah.
The marketing for those now. There were so many of them, and like if you didn't mark them, if they were too loose. Imagine when you took up the window off the workbench to come away in your hands. So, like, if you didn't leave the pencil line that Per Sweeney left for you, you'd hear all about it.
He was a tough taskmaster.
But they were well made, because if you look at it, to be restored now again, to go through their next phase now again, to stay in the clock tower for another hopefully 20 or 30 years, it's great that they're actually living on.
What type of material?
They were definitely made well by.
They were
a deal, but
they were ready. That's all they were, yeah. They were ready, yeah. They were. But I mean, too easy they could replace them in PVC.
Oh, they could, yeah, definitely. But every single one of them windows were not to be restored, so every one of them was still the windows that you actually made.
Yeah. Probably it's new pieces putting in them here and there, I suppose.
But there is, but we'd say a couple of the rails and things that would have been replaced, like that, but from, I suppose, really the conservation point of view, even if there's 5% of the window actually good, you have to keep that 5%. But in fairness, in a lot of these windows, I'd say there was probably 70% of them good.
Was it?
There was, which was great, really.
But which side was the better ones? Were the better ones at this side?
They actually weren't.
Weren't they?
Oh, sorry, the better side were on this side, exactly, yeah. They were actually, they were worse condition on this side.
Yeah.
But as you went up, they were actually, I suppose they were protected by the buildings when they were lower down. As you went up then on top floor there, they were actually, but there was only, to be honest with you, I'd say about 4 windows on the top would have been the ones I was saying about 70%.
And we do the Delacour test to see Paddy, are they going to pass the Delacour test? Paddy, we go over there and take one look at those windows here.
I hope. Alright, Michael.
Okay, well, do they pass?
Oh, perfect. They're as good as day one.
We hope this goes to Hollywood.
Yeah.
All right, John, what do you think after your visit from so many years?
A vast improvement. Something that's really necessary to the town. I'm glad to see that the powers that be are investing their money wisely.
Yeah.
74 years ago I was brought up those steps.
I think John.
Granada, tierra soñada por mí, mi cantar se vuelve gitano cuando es para ti. Mi cantar hecho de fantasía, flor de melancolía, que yo te vengo a dar. Granada, tierra ensangrentada en tardes de toro, mujer que conserva el embrujo de los ojos moros, de sueño rebelde y gitana cubierta de flores. Y beso tu boca de grana, tu voz a manzana que me habla de amor. Granada, manola cantada en coplas preciosas. No tengo otra cosa que darte que un ramo de rosas de suave fragancia que le dieran marco a la Virgen morena. Granada.